Bob here, Chopper Bob Customs, and work continues on the 1957 Volkswagen Type 2 23 window bus. Today's a new day, thankfully. Yesterday was a bit of a challenge. I don't know what I'm going to do with yesterday's video. For that matter, I finally got disgusted and just quit shooting because it was not going to be good footage. I knew that. So, at any rate, a quick rundown of what happened yesterday. I set the machine up differently. I'm trying to learn new techniques on how to do things, and so there were some things that I was doing that was very old school, and I tried some different things with the machine. I used a gas lens and a larger cup, and did some other things like that. Things that I've studied other people doing welding and realized that I probably could get better at it if I did some of these things. And to that end, one thing I wanted to do right off the bat was, let me zoom in here, just gonna have to get up, was that I ran a test coupon, and I tried to get the fit close to the same as what's on the van, but actually, if anything, the van was probably a better fit than this. And I just basically fired it up, and I started over here with what I knew was amperage that was a little bit too high. I wanted to do that to put a spot in, because you generally want to have the spot go in really hot, get it set, and then immediately back off the arc, and you'll have a nice spot. Well, the spot went in and it looked so good, I decided to go ahead and try to run it. And when I ran it, it ran just great, although I could feel that it was starting to get away from me towards the end, and so I stopped. And so I backed it off about 10 amps. This was at 60 amps. And so I backed it off to 50 amps, and I started right across here. And I don't know whether you can see this in the video or not, but basically the penetration wasn't great, and if you look on the back side, you can see that I didn't have full penetration. So that was at 50 amps, so I knew that that wasn't right. So then I decided, well, let's try 55 and see how that goes. And that's this middle section right here. And this is no filler metal. I didn't do any grinding on this piece of steel after I was done with it. The only thing that I did do with it was I did hammer these welds, and I also hammered the whole plate to get it back to close to flat shape. It wasn't necessarily flat when I started. Like I said, this was not really a ringer sample test. This was probably as bad or worse than the fit up on the van. And so I thought, man, I'm home free. Talent unload from God. This is going to work out great, because this middle section here was just absolutely, like I said, no filler metal. It just flowed out, got full penetration. There's no issues on the backside, and I'm thinking I'm going to go right on with this and have no problems. So I get the van set up, and I come over here, and same setup, same everything that I was doing. Put the pedal down on the machine, and promptly blew a 1/4 inch hole in the side of the van. It just, I'm not exactly sure if you have any idea of things that you could suggest. Please put them in the comments. As always, I'd like for you to like the videos. I hope you like the videos. Even if you don't, please like them. Comment, like I said, if you got some ideas, or if you just want to talk about anything, just leave me some comments. But most importantly, I need you to subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe, and you subscribe. Set the notifications so when the new videos come up, you'll be notified. And but for now, I'm going to get started putting rosettes in this panel right here, because, and it's going to be continuation of the channel challenge from yesterday, because this also moved a lot more than I thought it would. Yesterday when I started, the battery tray was flush up against this replacement panel, and now I've got a bit of a gap. So you can see I've already put a clamp on there and put the first rosette in. And so with that, I'm going to have at it. This zinc-based weld-through primer that I'm using, I usually find it works better if I scrape it off behind the rosette. I'm thinking that the next go around I'm going to try the copper and see if it acts a little bit better. This stuff spatters, just is a mess. Again, if you have any comments about how I can do this better, please, I'm trying to learn as I go. I'm hoping that I teach you something, but at the same time, I need to learn a lot more. I know that. There's the Wheelhouse extension that I made the other day. I was afraid it wasn't going to work, and it's not perfect, but here again, it's attached to an extension to the Wheelhouse extension that's not necessarily perfect because it's a repair piece that I made. But I got it clamped in place, and so now I'm going to put my earplugs in so I don't get a bunch of slag down my ear, and I'm going to put some rosettes in. This side is done, ready to go. So, what I need to do now is, whether I can do it while it's sitting here like this or not. I've got to repair this frame rail over here, where the bumper bracket mounts, because it is broken. So let me go ahead and so here's what's happened. This right here is part of the frame rail, and it is basically cracked all around there and allowed this to pivot off of this bolt back here. So I need to figure out how I'm going to fix this so that it is solid and hopefully doesn't do this again. Okay, so I contemplated putting the stock piece back in it, just cleaning it up and welding it in. But the truth of the matter is there's so many stress cracks in all of this that that's probably not a good idea. So what I had was a piece left over from the Carson top job on the 39 Ford. This was actually a test piece that I ran to make sure that I had my dimensions right when I was using the brake. And I can cut a piece of this. It's really close to the same thickness. Weld this into place in the frame rail, and then I will go ahead and build a reinforcing plate. I'll probably build two of them, one for each side, that will actually lay on top of the rail where the bolts go through. You run the bolts through both of them, and that'll spread the load out between the bolts along the top of that frame rail. I think that's probably the best route to go with this. So the first thing I'm going to do is start cutting the fit. So it's time for a shower of sporks and more music. Okay, I made some reinforcing brackets to go on top of the frame Bolts will go down through this, through the frame, through the bumper bracket, to the nuts, and hopefully that will reinforce it so that we won't have this problem again.